I love showing you organizing and decluttering makeovers, but the truth is it isn't always sunshine and rainbows. Sometimes you gotta kick a leprechaun out of the way to get to the pot of gold. That's what I'm going to show you today is the struggles and the challenges that I've had with past clients that I haven't shown you before. I want you to know that it isn't always easy. And I also want you to know that if you struggle, it's normal. I want to talk about one of my favorite clients of all time. Like, I love her so much. Stephanie.
You're good. I feel it's sucking in things.
Stephanie and I did a bunch of spaces in our home together. She is so fun. I feel like, I just would want to work with her all the time. But even after all these makeovers, she still had a really hard time letting go.
How do you feel about letting this go? Absolutely not.
Here's Stephanie's dirty secret. Stephanie, if you're watching this, don't hate me for saying this, but she tended to blame other people, mostly Colin, her husband. And this is a challenge I see all the time. People are blind to their own stuff and they're blind to their own kind of failings and messiness. And all they see is other people and what they're doing to contribute to the problem.
So the things that are bothering me is my husband's stuff is everywhere. And I can't really blame him because he doesn't really have a space. So his dresser's in there, some things are hung up here, we have a sock bin, he has a lot of shoes. He's a landscaper, but he also likes nice clothes. So there's a bit of everything going on down here for him.
The thing that Stephanie isn't saying is that she doesn't want any of her husband's clothes in their shared bedroom. 2 closets, 2 dressers in the bedroom filled with only Stephanie's clothes and shoes. Her husband, his clothes were stuck in the basement, except there wasn't even a place for them to go in the basement, and then she's mad that it's a mess. Sorry, Stephanie. In order to keep your space tidy, everything has to have a home. So Stephanie had to be willing to dedicate some of their house to Colin's stuff. You have to make a dedicated home for stuff, or obviously it's just gonna be everywhere. And we can't blame our family members for their things being out and messy if those things don't have a place to go. I see this not just in Stephanie, but with a lot of clients. Maybe in the kitchen, there's tools all over the counter. This was happening in Stephanie's kitchen. But she was angry that they were left there, but there wasn't a shed or a garage or any place to put them. Just giving up one cabinet and decluttering things of Stephanie's to make room for Colin's stuff solved this problem. So this is hard, but I want you to maybe have some self-awareness and look at your own home and your own life. Are you blaming other people for the mess when really you're not sharing and being open to giving them true space? Let's talk about another big challenge that is uncomfortable to talk about, but that is shopping addiction. One of my clients named Kathy really struggled with this.
Hi, my name's Kathy, and I'm a stay-at-home mom, and I have 4 children. It's just chaotic here.
Just one look inside her cabinets, and I was like, you buy everything, and you spend so much money on things that are just bonkadonks.
The challenge with my laundry room is it becomes my dumping zone because I don't have time to put things away, so it gets shoved into a basket, into the laundry room, and forgotten.
The reason this is a huge challenge for me working with clients who have shopping addictions is because I don't like confrontation. I'm not their therapist. I feel like it's not my job to say, hey, you waste money and you're trying to fill a void, probably because your parents didn't love you enough by buying random stuff and stuffing your house full of things you don't need. And you're never gonna have a clutter-free house if you don't stop shopping. How can I say that? How can I say that? So instead, I'm like, oh, let's declutter this and declutter that, knowing full well when I leave, they are just going to go on the home shopping network and cry into their credit card and fill their house back up. Oh, I struggle with this. I struggle with this. Ugh. I also had the same kind of experience with Krista. You have clothes on clothes on clothes. You own a clothing store.
Yes.
I don't want to say anything, but is it true that you would kind of see clothing as part of your identity?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So a lot of people who really love fashion pride themselves on having a lot of clothing, having a lot of selection, and you love buying new clothing. You love having a ton of clothing. So it's going to be really hard for you to let go. I will say I don't feel like Krista had a shopping addiction, but there was a lot of clothing. She owned a clothing store. She was constantly getting new inventory, and she was a fashionista. So really hard to let go when your identity is clothing. I just gave her extra closets and hoped that with enough storage and enough space, it would be really hard for her to fill it. But the reality is it's probably full. If you find that you are struggling with a shopping addiction, that you are bringing in things at a rate that you just can't keep up with, I would honestly recommend reaching out to a local therapist. There's no shame. There's no shame. I'm addicted to lots of things. Cookies, brownies, obviously hobbies. I have issues. There's no shame in this. The only shame is not admitting it and reaching out for help. So I'm here to tell you this is an easy one to overcome. You just have to take the first step and make a phone call today.
I have a lot of stuff, many cupboards and many totes, everything I am going to use one day. So I'm not sure how we're going to purge, but I need to get organized.
This is Marg. Marg and I worked together around the end of 2019, and she already knew. I didn't even have to speak to her, and she already knew what the biggest issue was going to be. She couldn't let go of anything. Marg kept everything, even trash, pill bottles, empty pickle jars. Everything was useful to her. This is overwhelming. Where does she actually work? Where does she lay out her patterns? Where does she have space to create these things when everything is important? Nothing is important. And that's the thing I'm really going to have to drill home to her. And also, to get to what she needs, she has to move things out of the way. We're like layers deep here, you guys. It's going to be a hard one. I'm a little scared. I have a lot of clients like this, and it took me a while to really get to the bottom of it or come up with a strategy to help people, because it seems like a good thing. Waste not, want not. This is something that has been a learned behavior, that this is a positive attribute. And unfortunately, it's not always the case. I'm not saying being wasteful is good, but there are extremes the other way too. And for Marg, everything was so full, she couldn't actually enjoy her passion and her hobby, which was sewing. Your organizing style's a B. So you're visual, obviously, but you're really meticulous. And I can tell that you're a detailed person because everything has a spot, right? The other struggle with Bs is they see everything for what it could be.
Yes.
Yeah, those pair of jeans, don't throw them out even though they're ripped. I can make them into a bag.
Exactly. Exactly.
Don't throw out the pill bottle. We can use it
for something.
Exactly.
Because I recycle, I reuse.
And that's amazing, and it's very admirable. This was like pulling teeth, seriously. She had already decided, even before I showed up, that this was going to be hard and scary. She had so much anxiety, and she was paralyzed. Like, she did not want to get rid of one thing, and she told herself that even before I walked through the door.
Material.
Did you remember you had it?
Yes.
And it's all, you're keeping it, aren't you?
I go through it, yes.
I'm gonna have to pull material from your cold, dead hands. I know it. You're not gonna get rid of any material. That's okay. That's okay. As we worked through decluttering, I spent hours and hours and hours with her. The truth is, she did not let go of very much at all. It was about these tiny little wins, like one stained, dirty, ripped placemat, even though she kept 30 other ones. But what I didn't really talk about in the video was the reason that she felt this way is something called scarcity mindset. And I did a podcast about this recently. I'll put a link down below, but scarcity mindset is such a vicious cycle that people get caught into due to trauma or loss or being raised with a family who had financial instability, or if you had financial instability yourself. And it really does come from a place of fear, real crippling fear of not having enough. It was really important that I didn't push Marg too hard, because what happens, you'll see this in hoarding situations, when you push someone too hard or you take something and they don't feel comfortable with it, you have this slingshot or this reinforcement of the fear and the anxiety, and they'll just hold on tighter. They have to be so comfortable. They have to make the decisions. And my job is just to shower them with praise, to show them that it actually feels good to let go, whether that's a piece of trash or one old placemat or one scrap of fabric. Every single yes that can go is a huge win for someone with scarcity mindset.
Oh, don't cry, come here. Oh, how am I gonna work in here?
I'm so glad you like it. I'm so glad. So look, at all the best, don't cry or I'm gonna cry. So if you're struggling with scarcity mindset and a lot of fear about letting go, be kind to yourself. Practice little tiny steps and celebrate every single win. One of my personal favorite makeovers was Michelle. We did like a virtual makeover.
My name is Michelle, obviously. I've basically been chronically disorganized all my life.
And she too suffered from scarcity mindset. She had hoarding tendencies her whole life and always talked so badly about herself. She constantly said, I can't let go of anything. I'm bad at decluttering. I'm so bad at organizing. She even bashed her own organizing style and was striving to be a cricket, like one organizing style was better than another some way.
Do you have a space in your house that you feel comfortable showing me that it's easy for you to put things away, like you're keeping it organized?
The kitchen, that's the fridge because...
The fridge is empty, yes.
But these are my kitchen counters.
I think you want to have nothing out.
Yes.
But I also think being a butterfly is not a bad thing, and you may have a touch of bee in you. I'm feeling it a little
Whoa.
bit. But that doesn't mean you want to see all your stuff. It doesn't.
Right,
it doesn't mean
because...
that at all. It just means your natural tendency is to leave things out.
Just like Marg, the transformation for Michelle came when she started talking positively to herself, when she took a little step and celebrated it, when I was like, "You're so good at this," and she smiled and said, "Yeah, I actually am." Wait till you see the end and the change in her and the smile when she acknowledged that she's actually amazing.
This is the 50% I'm donating, gift bags, bows. Here's another donate pile. Another big pile of items to donate or toss.
I was blind to it before. I just needed to see it through somebody else's eyes. I couldn't believe that I pretty much had a whole Hallmark store in my closet. Now it can be my happy place, whereas before it was just a stressful place to come into. So I look forward to spending a lot more time in here and being productive and creative.
Are you so proud of yourself?
Yeah, it proved to me that I can do it.
This next challenge, I don't know why this one bothers me the most. It's complete lack of confidence. Like you can't make a decision. You do not trust yourself at all. When I have clients who struggle with this, it's a challenge. Welcome to the room of doom. What do you call it?
The Monica room from Friends.
Which is adorable because this is like your whole house is so tidy, and then what the deuce is happening?
Yeah, it's just a dumping ground.
A lot of this furniture you just moved in 6 months ago, you said was here when you bought the house.
Yes.
So this is kind of like, I'm gonna deal with it later.
Yes.
And then more of like, if someone's coming over or you just don't have time, you're just adding to the pile. I was asking her, do you want to keep this? Yes or no? It was like, I'm not sure. What do you think? This is a challenge for me. My job is to mirror what you want. My job is to help you see your potential and your space's potential. But when you don't trust yourself to make any decision, that makes my job really hard. The thing I did not show you in this video was the reason that Carla's home looked like this was because she was so scared to make the wrong choice that she didn't make any choice at all. Like she didn't make any decisions, so she didn't make a mistake. But that was the biggest mistake she could make, taking zero action. So sometimes just having a person come in and support you and be beside you, whether it's body doubling or giving you that little nudge to make a decision, is all you need. We transformed Carla's space, like 2 entire rooms, spending hardly any money at all in one day, just by giving her a little bit of confidence. If you can relate and you are struggling with this lack of confidence, this lack of trust in yourself, here's what I want you to know. You are the expert of your home. You're the boss of your home. No one knows better what you use and what you don't than you do. It is time to fake it till you make it. It is time to change those thoughts and say mantras to yourself like, I deserve this, I'm good at this, and I trust myself to decide what stays and what goes in my home. I promise if you work on this before you know it, you will be a confident declutterer too. Speaking of organizing struggles, it is the perfect time to thank today's sponsor, Shelf Genie, because solving organizing problems is exactly what they do. Shelf Genie will come to your home for a free consultation and go through your house and talk about all the spots that aren't working. Here in my kitchen, I had a Shelf Genie consultant recommend that above my fridge, instead of climbing on a chair to get to what I need when we have a party, there's this incredible pull-out that they installed, which means I can see and access everything in seconds. My favorite thing about Shelf Genie is they take your existing home and what you already have and just modify it to be your dream storage and organization. And right now, you can book a free consultation. They can come in and help you with any space that isn't working. So I'll put a link to that in the description below, or you can call for a free consultation. I want to introduce you to Shauna.
I'm going through my clothes and I feel like I want to get rid of this stuff, but you know when you don't know how to get rid of it, then it's here.
Shauna and I worked together in multiple rooms in her home back in 2023. Shauna is a busy mom. She worked full-time and ran multiple businesses out of her home. Nothing was working about this space. You've done an excellent job at streamlining, and I don't see excess. Here's what I'm going to say. Every inch counts. And so I'm going to push you out of your comfort zone because I know everything I pick up, you are going to see not just a scrap of vinyl, but what this could be.
Yeah.
And the money that it would cost to replace it.
Okay.
And everything's going to feel like anxiety inducing. Are you feeling anxious?
Yes.
I can feel it radiating off of her. I could see immediately that Shauna was a B. I could tell this by the way she managed her space, but also her desire to make everything harder, to sort everything into tiny little piles. I wanted to start with trash because that's easy, but even that she wanted to micro sort. And when I suggested that we just put things in a good enough for now pile, she was absolutely not having it. Does that bug you?
Yes.
Okay.
I feel like I won't know, you know what, it'll be there, and then when I need it, now I have to go back through this pile. Do you get what I'm saying? I am going through a pile now.
But it's a pile on the floor.
If I have a spot for it, in my mind I'm always like, this needs a spot. If I have a spot for it and it's organized by color, then no.
And this is perfectionism. Perfectionism isn't always a bad thing, but when it's getting in the way of you actually getting stuff done, that's where the issue comes. Shauna's desire to do everything in this right way means she's making piles for later. It means she's actually not making real progress. Perfectionists think that the reason everything's a disaster is because they're not good enough or they're not trying hard enough, when in fact, the opposite is true. They're trying so hard to do everything so right, they don't have time to get it done at all.
Your poor brain! Because you've got to think of where your scrap is and where this, and I've got to get to this, and I've got to get to this, and I have this project that's half finished, and I have this that I have to do, and I have this that I have to do, and I have to fold the laundry, and I can't just throw the t-shirts in the drawer without being folded. That's nuts. That's nuts, right?
This is my life.
Every time I have a client like Shauna, the solution is always to get them to do things badly. It's almost like exposure therapy. My only goal is to get them to be open to the idea of just embracing good enough for now. But this is so hard. This is something that they honestly have to see for themselves to believe. Because when I'm saying, just do things badly, suck a little bit, they're like, I'm already doing things bad. Look around. I have to try harder. I have to be better. I deal with a lot of challenges, but perfectionism is probably the hardest one, because how do you tell a perfectionist to stop trying to be perfect? That's their whole thing. Not only is it their identity, but doing things badly or being lazy or taking shortcuts honestly feels so wrong to them that when I come in and suggest that, they immediately shut down. What I have found is the only way to really get through to a perfectionist is to prove it to them.
This is a big pile. I don't want to look at it.
You're killing it. I'm gonna do this. Here is what I want you to do. Not fold that till the next time I see you, just for fun.
My homework to clients is usually declutter this or go through and sort this. But for Shauna and other perfectionists, her homework was to do nothing. Her homework was to not fold the clothes in the drawer.
I want you to just dip your toe in the doing something crappy water.
This is the secret. Little tiny steps of practicing and then building up that muscle of allowing yourselves to take shortcuts and to be lazy and just get things done. Little at a time, they will prove to themselves that it isn't that bad. And actually, now I have time for the things that matter. I can always go back and do it perfect later. Today, I just got to get it done. So no, my perfectionists out there, I don't want to say practice makes perfect, because there's no such thing as perfect. Practicing being crappy will, though, make you a more efficient, proficient, productive person. Because 90% of the stuff you do does not require 100% of your effort. There's lots of challenges in every makeover that I've ever done, but I wanted to highlight the really big ones that happen over and over again. Struggle to let go. Emily, who's filming this, really struggled to let go of her shoes. I didn't want to call her out in the video, but let's call her out in the video.
Are these yours?
Yeah.
And these are yours?
Yes.
And these are yours?
Yes.
So you have 3 pairs of winter boots?
I've got
4 pairs of winter boots. They all look the same, Emily!
But like, those are when I need to get money. I just bought those, I just bought those, and I just bought those.
You got a lot of shoes, but I'm not. That's a battle for another day, because I can tell by your energy you're like, you're not taking my shoes.
I just bought those.
Stop buying shoes!
Sorry, Emily. The truth is, decluttering's hard, organizing is hard, coming up with ideas for your space is hard. But I feel like together with practice, with strengthening that muscle and just doing little steps over and over, these are things we can actually overcome. Because at the end of the day, you deserve a home that is beautiful. More than that, you deserve a home that is easy to take care of, one that you're proud of, one that stays tidy all the time, where you're not constantly stuff shuffling. And that starts with you being brave enough to take the first step. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. I'm going to put links in the description to the long videos of all of these makeovers. So if there's one that really resonated with you, maybe watching the transformation can help you overcome that challenge too. Thanks so much, and I'll see you guys next time. Thank you guys so much for those of you who have stayed to the end. This is something I've never shared with you because I would never want to embarrass someone, but also one of these people did something so strange and honestly triggering for me that it still bothers me to this day. So I declutter clients' homes, and when I do, I offer to take the donations and take the trash because I know they're tired, they're overwhelmed. Also, I don't really want them going through the donation pile and pulling stuff back out, but I always give them the opportunity. One of these clients said they wanted to keep the donation, which was like 3 things, and donated it themselves, but the bags of trash I offered to take just to give them a break. You know what I mean? I would put it in the dumpsters for them or put it out to my curb. This was literal like old paper plates, empty containers, a few random party hats. It was not good stuff. Later that day, I got a call from this homeowner, this client, who said that she thought that this was like the scam I was pulling, that I decluttered people's homes and then took the stuff so I could sell it and make money. And she was uncomfortable with me making money off of the stuff I had taken. And she drove 2 hours to my house to take the trash bags back. And I was so like, I was offended because I donate my time. They don't pay, my clients do not pay me. I give all my makeovers for free, plus I buy all the supplies for them. It costs me hundreds of dollars to help them. I'm doing this like, I donate this for them so they'll have a better life. So to be accused of stealing trash, I don't know, maybe because like my childhood and I went to prison and I always feel like people judge me. That it upset me so bad. Like I was so triggered and it haunts me. So I don't want to say which client it was. And I know that that's her own issues doing that. I should talk to my therapist about this, not you guys. Why am I telling you? Maybe this is a bad end story. Anywho, let me know in the comments below if you had something happen once and it was just so weird and so like insulting that it just still, you can't get it out of your noggin. This was like a decade ago and I'm still peeved about it. See you guys next time.